Good morning, students. Today we will continue the explanation of Chapter 8 Body Movements. In today's lecture, we are going to learn about skeleton. Skeleton is defined as bony framework inside our body. But do we ever thought about why we are calling it framework? We are calling it framework as we have total 206 bones in our human skeleton, and when these bones arrange in a particular pattern to give shape to our skeleton, to our body, that is called framework. So by this you came to know that why it is called framework. And we have 206 bones. Our skeleton has movable joints, right, as told earlier, and there are some immovable joints as well. So these movable joints are present between various bones which allow the muscles to move the head, shoulder, arms, legs, other parts of the body. The skeleton consists of skull, backbone, ribs, breastbone, shoulder bones, hip bone, arm bone, and leg bones. Actually, when we talk about human skeleton, we always see that there is a strong backbone over which the skull is placed. And in our skull, we have eye sockets in which our eyes are situated. We have upper jaw, which is the fixed joint, you can say, and the lower jaw by which we can move our mouth and we can chew, we can speak, right? So ribs are attached to the upper part of the backbone. It is attached to the upper part of backbone from the back side and breastbone from the front side. If we talk about the lower backbone, we have hip bone, right? So the neck region have some shoulder region, okay, and it is consist of two kind of bone. One is collarbone and shoulder bone. Then whenever we want to move our upper arm, it consists of single bone called humerus, and these that lower arm of the hand have two bones called radius and ulna. Then if we move forward, we will have two legs. The arrangement of bones in the legs are similar that of arms. The upper bone is single bone and it is the longest bone of the body. It is called femur. While if we talk about lower leg, two bones are present, tibia, fibula. This is the small description of the skeletal system or skeleton in our body. Let us study about the functions of skeleton. Skeleton holds the whole body together. As I have told you that there are 206 pieces of bone in our body, right? So if they are not arranged in such a manner, they will be scattered all over. So we can say skeleton holds the whole body together and gives it a shape. Skeleton protects many delicate internal organs of the body, like skull protects brain, that ribs protect heart, lungs, liver, and your backbone having so many vertebrae arranged in a chain-like manner. They protect spinal cord from the outside damage. Skeleton provide numerous point for the attachment of muscles. Okay. In turn, these attached muscles help in movement. Along with muscles, skeleton helps in the movement of body parts and locomotion. Very first structure of our body that we are going to study about is our hand bones. Bones of the hand are arranged in such a manner that they allow holding, writing, grasping the things properly, and doing so many activities with our hand, right? So now first of all, bend your fingers. Are you able to bend them at every joint? How many bones does your middle finger have? Feel the back of your palm. It seems to have many bones, isn't it? Is your wrist flexible? So many questions we have. So, let me explain. Our hand is made up of three parts: wrist, palm, and fingers. The wrist consists of 8 small bones. These bones are called as carpals. Then the palm of the hand is composed of 5 longer bones called metacarpals. The fingers, including thumb, are made of jointed bones called phalanges. There are 3 phalanges in each finger except the thumb. Thumb have only 2 phalanges. I mean to say that if we talk about phalanges of the whole hand, then in the four we have 3 bones, and in thumb we have only 2 phalanges. Okay, the wrist bones, that is carpals, form movable joint with the bones of forearm. Due to this, our wrist is flexible. The palm bones, that is metacarpals, form movable joints with fingers, and the finger bone, that is phalanges, form movable joints among themselves. There are 5 fingers in our hand, including the thumb. The thumb is shorter than other fingers, as we have already told you that thumb have only 2 phalanges. On the other hand, all the other fingers have 3 phalanges. Activity 4. Take a deep breath and hold it for a little while. During this holding of breath, feel your chest bones and backbone by gently pressing the middle of the chest and back at the same time. Count as many ribs, or you can say bones of the chest, as possible. Now, what we see ribs are continuously bent. They join the chest bone and the backbone together, and it gives a appearance of cage. As these bent bones are called ribs, the structure is called rib cage. So, ribs are the curved bones in our chest, and ribs exist in pairs. In total, there are 12 pairs of ribs in the chest of our body. We know that there is a long backbone at the back of our body, and there is also a small bone called breastbone. It is present in the chest region, that is front of our body. One end of all the ribs is joined to the backbone. Kindly note my point. One end of all the ribs is joined to the backbone, and their other end is joined to the breastbone. But in structure of rib cage, you are observing some bones at the starting are joined to the breastbone, but some are not exactly joining the breastbone. Let us tell you how. Actually, we have 12 pairs of rib, and when we talk about them, the first 7 pairs are totally joined to the backbone and the breastbone and form a cage like appearance. But as we have large organs and we need more space at the end, that is the left 5 ribs, out of these 5, 3 are joined, but only to the extension, of other ribs, and the remaining 2 are the floating one. You can see near the 8.10 figure that at the backbone there are two ribs which are joined, but they are floating, they are free at the other end, they are not joined from the other end. So these are floating ribs. Okay, so this bony cage which is formed between the backbone and the breastbone with the help of these curved bones called ribs is called rib cage. The rib cage protect delicate internal organs like heart, lungs, and liver. The rib cage also takes part in our breathing movements, and this is very important for us to have such a protective structure, as we have heart in that area, we have liver, we have lung, and all are very important for our body function. Ribcage protects the internal organ as well as it takes in breathing movements. So there are only two functions of ribcage.